Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Wacky Wednesday. We are excited about the two new recipes that we're going to embark on today. One being Kung Pao cauliflower and the other being chicken pho. We are excited about those and we're ready to jump in. Already in my stock pot, I have some canola oil as well as some chopped garlic brewing, and we're ready to jump in with all of our other pieces. Now, what will happen with this? We are going to use a 1/4 cup of fish sauce. We're going to use juice of a whole lime. And I will forewarn you ahead of time, don't let the smell of the fish sauce scare you. It's not the best smell in the world, but it gives some great flavoring. We have our juice of a whole lime. We're ready to rock and roll. After that, I'm just going to give it a nice little swirl around to get those few things incorporated all in together. We have 1 cinnamon stick and 1 whole star anise in our pot as well. To give another stir. Then we're going to take and add 2 whole cups of chicken stock. Now, it's all about being easy and doing the easy thing, so therefore I bought the chicken stock. I didn't make my own today. Don't worry about it. Easy is always best on certain things. So we're going to give that a nice little stir and put it back on the stove. You're going to let that get to a low boil, and then it'll be ready. So that moves our chicken through. What I've already done ahead of time, I have grilled 3 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I've already chopped them and have them ready. So at this time, I'm simply going to take some Thai basil. What happens if you're chopping your Thai basil, a good hint with that, you want to roll it almost just like a cigar and move it through. And then you're going to get a nice little chop on those, get them through. As you start to chop them, you'll start to smell that basil just kind of open up really well. Really well. Oh man, that smells absolutely awesome. We only want the tops, we don't want the stems. Get them in. Other ingredients that I have on my board today, I have some bean sprouts. I have some snap peas, roasted, salted peanuts, and a pickle medley. In my pickle medley, I happen to have some red onion, cucumbers, and a little carrot. The way we did our quick pickling, we used rice wine vinegar, fish sauce, salt, pepper, and a small tablespoon of brown sugar in our pickling. You can already smell it. It's wonderful. It only takes probably about 20 minutes at the most to really get it pickled, but I let it sit here in our sauce for a while as we're doing our cooking. Now, our next steps, we're just going to take our snap peas and cut them down a little bit. I know sometimes we have people that don't like a lot of evidence that there are vegetables in something. I'm thinking more of our kids when we want to sneak them some vegetables in their meal and they don't really know what they're eating. So we want to make sure that we have that down and have everything there. You can just kind of do a rough chop. Doesn't have to be anything fancy in your chopping. Of course, you already know me and know that my plating will take over from that. So we want to move through. And we're ready to rock and roll. And looking at that, I'll need to double check my sauce. It is there, it is doing well. Let me give it a stir. We're ready there. Now, one of our most important ingredients is our rice noodles. And when you see them, they just look like a bunch of hay and moving through. The good part about your rice noodles, all you simply have to do, we're going to shock them with some cold water, put them straight in our bowl, and the broth cooks them. It takes no time. You're not doing a lot of preparation with that, and it'll be ready to go when we are. So what's happening at this time, we're waiting on our broth to get to a boil, and we'll be ready to rock and roll with our chicken pho. Now, thinking about our Kung Pao cauliflower. Very simple. Some things I'm not going to show you today, but I'm going to talk to you about them. We simply have our own Kung Pao sauce here. You're going to wash and chop cauliflower flowerets. Now, you're not going to chop them all the way down. You're going to leave them in a nice bunch. Flowerette. You're going to add garlic powder, salt, pepper, and a small amount of flour. Dust them very lightly and pop them in the oven at 450 for 15 minutes. It's that simple. When they come out, they look like just wonderful flowers, and we have our awesome Kung Pao sauce. With our Kung Pao sauce, go ahead and buy it. Go ahead and buy it. Don't try to make your own. And looking at doing that, that's a hassle. That's going to take us too long when it's time to eat. So we're almost there. Now, as we are waiting, let me double check on our cauliflower. It is almost there. Yes. Almost there. I'll give you a chance just to see them real quickly. Just simply cauliflower florets. If you tell the kids, they just look like almost like little chicken nuggets. Just tell them that. Fake them out and see what happens. Our broth is almost to that boiling point. And we're ready to go. Now, at this point, simply all we're going to do, I'm going to take my rice noodles, some cold water, and literally in my strainer, I'm going to add my rice noodles, and I'm just going to shock them with cold water. That's all I'm going to do. Nice little squirt and save. And simply, that's the only thing that's going to happen. They're going to start to become a little translucent. And all you have to do, taking your bowl, you're going to take your rice noodles and just drop them in your bowl. That's all you're going to do with them. In the bowl, they look like this, and you're saying, they're not done. They're done. Once we drop everything in. Now, as we're waiting on our sauce, simply what we're going to do, we're going to take our snap peas, put our snap peas in the bowl, get them all in. Wonderful. We're going to take our bean sprouts. We're going to add our bean sprouts straight to the bowl. Everything goes straight in. This is probably the easiest Whacking Wednesday cooking preparation that you'll ever have. You're going to take your chicken, pop your chicken in the bowl, get it in there. The amount of chicken is based on you per bowl. I generally try to go at least one thigh per bowl, and it just depends on my eaters. You're going to do that. You're going to get everything down in the bowl. The last thing that you're going to do and add to your bowl will be your pickled vegetables. Get those all in there. Oh, nice and pretty. Amazing flavors going on that we're going in there. I love it. And then our very, very last deal will be our basil and our nuts. And our nuts. Now, that's what we're looking like thus far. Now remember, we don't even have our broth in there yet. We're not even ready. Our broth is almost ready. Putting in there. Actually, it's bubbling and boiling away. It is ready for us. Nice broth. Oh, you can smell it. If you could smell this, this is like absolutely amazing. And simply, all you're going to do is just take your broth and pour your broth right into the bowl. Right into the bowl. What's going to happen, you're going to slowly see the rice noodles start to fall apart. And be ready. Wonderful. Looks amazing. Oh, man. Got everything in our bowl. I always like to reserve some more nuts to go over the top. And then, don't tell anybody, but I got a little more chicken that I'm going to pop in there too. So we'll be ready to rock and roll. Have a little more basil. And our nuts are the last things that we're putting in there. Cleaning as we go, of course. And what's happening, we have our chicken pho. Our chicken pho is ready. Simple meal and ready to go. So be on the lookout for that picture and for the final presentation. Let me go in. Amazing. Oh my goodness. The bitterness of those pickled vegetables. And awesome. Hope you enjoy.